Good afternoon. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. This lunch and learn is brought to you by Family Partners of Morris and Sussex counties. In here, this is your host, Patricia Houston. Today is joining us from the Women's Center at County College of Morris, Shannon Lengares. Welcome, Shannon.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you for being here with us. And Shannon, before we start, going over your services and resources, would you please tell us a little bit about yourself, your organization, anything that you would like us to know?
Okay. Well, my name is Shannon. Like you had said, I am the director here at the Women's Center. We are funded, we're a grant funded program, but we're hosted through the County College of Morris. I've been the director here for about 5 years now. And I really enjoy what we do. Our mission of our program is to help empower individuals, specifically women, to become financially independent and be able to support themselves.
It's amazing because I was looking at the information you guys sent me, and you guys are doing such a beautiful job and amazing, cause. So if you don't mind, would you please tell us a little bit about what is the Women's Center County Community College, and anything that you would like us to know about it?
Sure. So I would say we're oftentimes people tell us we're the best kept secret in Morris County. So I'm hoping that this information will be able to reach more people that could come and get our services. But like I mentioned before, we're grant funded through the Division on Women through the state of New Jersey. Although we are funded through the Division on Women, we do serve individuals of all gender backgrounds. And we primarily work with, or our target population is individuals who would be considered a displaced homemaker. This is an old term that was created back in the 70s. But in a nutshell, it's an individual who's been out of the workforce for several years or has been underpaid part-time work and has been primarily financially supported by another individual's income. So oftentimes we see people who have been married and they've been caring for their family, raising their children, managing the household. And due to a loss of this primary source of income, they need to re-enter the workforce or get a job, get a better paying job to become financially independent. A lot of times we see this when an individual is going to be going through a divorce, is maybe planning on getting divorced, but is just financially not in a situation to do that. We have individuals who are experiencing domestic violence and need to leave the relationship that they're in, but they're unable to because they don't have the financial means to do that. It could be an individual who's been a caregiver for a family member. So if you've been caring for a child or a parent or family member, have been getting some financial support either through a program, or the people who you've been providing caregiving services for are housing you in their home, they're help paying for your bills or for food, and because your caregiving services are no longer needed, you need to re-enter the workforce. So we see that kind of a situation as well amongst our participants. What we do is a lot of employment related services. So if you have been out of the workforce for a while, you're not sure what you want to do, we have a career counselor who can help with career counseling services. We can help with your resume, your cover letter, your job readiness skills, interviewing skills, LinkedIn, those types of services. Computer skills, basic computer skills. If you have been out of the workforce and haven't used a computer in a while, just gaining those basic computer skills we can assist with as well. We also have scholarships and grant funding that we can help individuals pay for training to update your skills or to earn a certification that's going to lead to employment and getting a higher paying job. So we have scholarships and funding to help for that. We also run workshops every month related to employment, re-entering the workforce. Another component of the Women's Center is our legal programs. So we have family law attorneys who can come and provide you with a free 30-minute legal consultation with a family law attorney. And then we also run what's called a divorce workshop series. We do that twice a year because a lot of our participants are going through a divorce or will be planning on moving forward with a divorce. So we do have those legal services as well. And then another thing that we do, Patricia, is connect people with community resources. So if it's something that we don't do in-house, we try to make connections with a lot of the nonprofits and service providers in the county to connect people to any additional support that they might need.
Shannon, thank you very much for sharing that information. I have a question. So in relation to all those services and resources that you just mentioned, are those services free or is there any cost involved?
All of our services are free. All of our services are free, so they do not cost you anything. They are voluntary services, so you can pick and choose what workshops you think will be most relevant for you. You're not forced to attend the programming that we offer. So they're free and voluntary.
Awesome. Let's elaborate a little bit more regarding the different services and resources that you just mentioned, so people have an understanding,
Okay, all right. So we have, I guess like at this point, one thing I would like to clarify is our services are open to individuals who are looking to re-enter the workforce. What I had mentioned before specifically about who would make a displaced homemaker or who might meet that criteria, the scholarship money and the individual career counseling are specifically for people who would meet that displaced homemaker criteria, which is you've been out of the workforce, primarily supported by somebody else, and you're losing that financial support. All of our other services, though, are open to individuals who might not meet that displaced homemaker criteria. So maybe you're married and you and your spouse are both working, contributing to the household, and you're just looking for a better paying job. Maybe you're in a relationship and you are financially supported by somebody else, but there's no risk of you losing that. The relationship that you're in is stable. And maybe you're just looking for employment because your children are getting older. You don't need to worry about childcare. You're looking to bring in a second income into the home, but you're not at risk at losing that. You can still attend all of our workshops. You can still get assistance with resume and cover letter. You can still attend our legal program and our legal workshops, but you do need to be what would be considered a displaced homemaker to qualify for the scholarship money and for the individual career counseling. We do have, I'm sorry, this is going to take me a minute, but I do want to pull up what our workshops are for the next month to give you an example of some of the workshops that we offer.
Oh, that would be awesome. Let me just add you in case.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, are you able to see that?
Yes.
Okay, so these are our upcoming job readiness programs that we're offering in November. These are free, they're open to everybody, regardless of whether or not you meet that displaced homemaker criteria. But on Tuesday, November 1st, we had a speaker who come in talking about nurturing the nurture and just women's wellness and talking about how the importance of self-care, the importance in particular for women and self-care. So we did have Mary Ellen Zung came in, she's a health coach, and she did a presentation on that. On Tuesday, what we're having on campus is something that we call Career Lab, and this is something we do once a month. We reserve a computer lab on the campus, on CCM's college campus, and it's usually staffed by our employment specialist, and it gives you an opportunity to come in, set some time aside to work on a job search, work on maybe exploring different careers that you would like to be doing, work on your resume, your cover letter. We have a person there who can provide resources, but we've found for many of our participants, just carving out time in your day to focus on employment and employment related activities is a challenge because everybody is life is busy. There's a lot going on, and we have good intentions of pursuing employment, but sometimes it helps to just have that set time carved out where you can actually then use this to focus on that. So we offer that. We call that Career Lab. And then we also have coming up what's called creating accomplishment stories. So this is something that will be helpful during an interview process. Oftentimes you're asked, can you tell me about your strengths? Or can you tell me about a time where you've accomplished something in employment or maybe in your life? And having these stories already created and kind of thought about prior to the interview process is very helpful, because during the interview process, oftentimes we're very nervous, even for people who were experienced and have done this. So having some of these answers already in the back of your head when you go into the interview are very helpful. And then at the end of November, we're having a workshop. It's called the Job Search Workshop, Going Beyond Job Boards. So this will be an opportunity for you to learn about all of the different ways that people can find employment. What are the most effective ways to get employment, other than, I think Indeed is a very popular job search site, but it's not the only job search site. It's not the only way for people to find employment. And what we've seen too sometimes is that you get stuck in the Indeed rabbit hole and you're not really gaining any traction, and you're submitting your resume, but nobody's calling you back. So we talk about what are some of the other different ways that you can look for employment, how to follow up. So this gives you some example of the types of workshops that we run. Each month, the workshop topics change. So once you complete, we call it an enrollment form. It's like a registration form. You'll be added to our email list, and you'll get these at the beginning of each month, so you can see which programs are being offered and sign up for them. And you can see that, next to the workshops, we have some that are in person, some that are virtual. The Career Lab is in person, obviously, because we're using a computer space here. We try to mix it up between virtual and in person to be able to give everybody an opportunity to participate.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And thank you very much for sharing that information. And
Yeah, you're
people can
welcome.
see it right there on the screen. Thank you.
Yeah.
And Shannon, let's discuss a little bit about the process, to get involved with the Women's Center.
Okay, so the process is really easy. We have on our website, and Patricia, I'll make sure that you get this. I don't know if you want me to put it in the chat or not.
I actually, yeah, you can add it in the chat, but I also want to let everybody know that all the information for Shannon's organization and everything is going to be right below this video, in the description about what they do and everything, who they need to contact, website, everything is going to be right there. Excellent,
excellent. So then you should have a copy of our flyer that has, when you see, there'll be a little QR code on the flyer. So that's one way that you could do. You can line up your phone on the QR code, and that will take you directly to our, what we call an enrollment form. Fill out that information. It'll ask the contact information and some other questions about your current situation. Answer it to the best that you can. And once you complete that enrollment form, you'll be contacted by somebody in the Women's Center to move forward with that. So you'll either at that time, you'll get a welcome letter from the Women's Center that lists all of the different services that you're eligible to receive and how to get what the next steps are. Or you might be called to come in and meet with me, and then you and I can sit down and talk in a little bit more detail about what's going on, for you, how you would like to work with the Women's Center, how we can help you. And really get a better understanding of what's going on, and if there's any other services or resources that might be helpful for you. So filling out that enrollment form, that's how you get connected with our services.
Awesome. And Shannon, once a person get connected with you guys, how long does it take to get approval? If there is an approval period, how long does it take?
So I would say once you complete the enrollment form, you should get an email from us or contacted with us, I would say within that week. So you'll be hearing from us very shortly after you fill out that form as far as the services that you can get connected with and get started with. So you'll immediately get, so if you signed up today, you'll get the flyer for all of the workshops in November. You'll get an email from us welcoming you to the program. So I would say it's within the week. Sometimes too, if we're really busy or if it's holiday and we're, the school is closed, but I would say within a week. And then the other thing too is that there's no time limit. So you can work with us for as long as you need or you would like. For this process of transitioning back into the workforce takes different people different amounts of time, depending on where you are, depending on what else is going on in your life. For some people, it might, take a year or more. For others, they might come in and you enroll in our services and maybe you attend a workshop, and then due to legal situations or other things that might be going on at home, then you need to kind of put us on hold, and then maybe you come back in 6 months, and that's fine. That's fine. We work with everybody, however long it takes. You can come back and use our services as often as you would like. There's no time limit on that.
And Shannon, great point. And now that the conversation is moving to that direction, what are the struggles that you see as to why individuals don't reach out?
I think for us, I think getting the word out that we're here is one of our biggest challenges. So I'm really glad that you invited us to participate in this Lunch and Learn. So spreading the word. And I think for us, some of the challenges that we see with our participants is just for them to be able to set aside some time and dedicate time for the career process. As the women we serve, if you have a child who has special needs, you're meeting with the school systems, you're meeting with the doctors, there may be other things going on in the household that make it challenging for you to be consistent with participating in our services. It might be that you have a greater need for other social services at the time, or housing or something like that might take a priority at this time over employment and returning to the workforce. So I would say for us, those are probably some of the bigger challenges that we see, because our services are free, because they're open to, people who are looking to return to the workforce. They're voluntary. We have them running year long. I think that's probably one of the bigger challenges that we see, because if there's other needs that you have, we can connect you with those community resources. But we can't force you to come in and work on your resume or cover letter. So I think that's time. I think maybe the time that people have. There's also a fear. So the Women's Center is going to be your biggest cheerleaders on your transition back to employment or re-entering the workforce. We understand the challenges, the obstacles, especially if you've been out for a while. I would say most of our participants are over the age of 50. So there's this fear of age discrimination in the workforce. There's this fear of, how do I explain to an employer on an interview why I haven't worked for the past 10 or 15 years? How do I say that I've been home raising my family and I'm ready to return now? Or how do I say that I've been caring for a loved one or even caring for myself? You may have been out of the workforce because you've had your own medical issues that you've been addressing, and maybe you've had a family member who's been able to financially support you, and you're doing better and you're well and you're feeling like you're ready to return. But we're your biggest cheerleaders. We're here through that whole process for you.
And I'm glad, thank you very much, Shannon. I'm glad that you clarified that, because sometimes people have to take in consideration different factors that can interfere with the family and that person to move forward. But I'm glad they know that you guys are there for them and they can reach out to you, and there is a person right there that is gonna help them moving forward in the whole process and in that journey.
Yeah.
And Yeah, and in general, how families, because I know like you guys see everything, the beginning of the journey and
Mhm.
also the transition when once they are ready.
Yeah.
So in general, how can families positively benefit from these resources? Because I know that you guys see everything.
Right, right. So our ultimate end goal is to help you become financially independent so that you no longer have to rely on somebody else's income. You are going to be economically empowered to financially support yourself and your children and your family. And I think as a whole, if we have people who are, able to financially support themselves, financially support their families, that's the type of independence that is our ultimate end goal, and that we're hoping that everybody can achieve by coming through our program. And that's going to also look different for everybody too, because there might be where maybe you're already receiving some form of financial support, like again, whether it's through a program, federal program, state program, maybe it's from an ex-spouse who is paying some alimony or child support, but you still need something else to supplement that income. So you're no longer relying on anybody else. And that's a very empowering feeling to know that you can, financially support yourself and not have to rely on anybody. So I think as a whole, that can help the individual, help the family if you have children, help the community by having someone who is able to financially support themselves and then contribute back to the community. And the other thing I did want to emphasize is I know that family partners of Morrison and Sussex, you work a lot with families and children. If you are an adult and you don't have children, you might still qualify for our services. So it could be that you've been in a relationship and been financially supported by somebody else, still managing the household, even though you don't have kids, there still might have been other duties you were doing around the house. So having children is not a deciding factor for our services. So just want to put that out there.
Yeah, that's great because so you guys are also filling those gaps for those families or in those individuals that still need the help.
Mhm.
And in relation to contact information, let's go over contact information.
Sure. You can call the Women's Center at 973-328-5025. That's our main number. Our offices are open Monday through Thursday, so we are closed on Fridays. And we will, return your call as soon as possible. Our email is womenscenter@ccm.edu. Again, that's our main number. If you have any questions about anything I've talked about today before completing the enrollment form to register, please feel free to contact us. We can provide you with more information about our services, send you the enrollment form link if you need. And then I think you, Patricia, should have the link for the enrollment form, or I'll make sure that you have it to be able to post in the video.
Yes, any information that you feel will be relevant for families and any person looking for this type of information, just send the information to me and I'm gonna add it right below this video. Yeah.
Okay, great. Great.
Yeah. And Shannon, let's go over your final thoughts in general.
My final thoughts is I just want to first again thank you, Family Partners, for having us on board to talk about our services. Please reach out to us if you need assistance, or if you know somebody who you think could benefit from our program. Please help spread the word. We're here for you. We're here to help you transition back into employment or to get a better paying job or higher paying job. We have scholarship money available to pay for training, to get you those skills. So just please reach out. That's all I could say. Please reach out and help spread the word about the Women's Center at County College of Morris.
And I also want to, on behalf of Family Partners, I want to thank you, Shannon, for being here with us, sharing that information and letting people know that you are there and they can find those resources. They just need to, explore what resources are available in the community and see who can help. So I'm glad you guys can help those individuals. So thank you very much again.
Yeah, you're welcome. The other thing I'm sorry, I just want to add one more thing. We understand transportation can sometimes be a challenge for people. We understand the cost of gas is very high right now. So we can meet with individuals through Zoom virtually like this. If you don't have internet or computer access, we could communicate through the phone if you're unable to get here. Or if you're looking to visit CCM campus, you want to get out of your house, you prefer meeting with people in person, we can do that too. So we do offer, some of our workshops are specifically virtual or in person, but as far as all of our other services that we offer, we try our best to be able to meet the needs of the person coming to us.
Thank you. I'm glad that you mentioned that, because we know that can be a struggle sometimes for some families. So I'm glad you clarified that.
Yeah.
So again, thank you, Shannon. And now we're moving to the Q&A session. And I just want to remind everybody that this Lunch and Learn is brought to you by Family Partners of Morris and Sussex counties, and that we are here every Thursday at 12. And this Lunch and Learn is virtual, open to the public, and also providers, families, any person that might be looking for information about resources and services. So we are here. And I just want to, before we conclude this presentation, I also want to remind everybody about the core services of Family Partners. So basically our mission statement is to facilitate the empowerment of parents and caregivers of children with emotional, behavioral, or mental health challenges through a community-based, family-centered, culturally competent system of support, education, and advocacy. And our contact information, you guys can reach out to us to 973-940-3194. And you just have to go in our website, as you can see in here. It's www.familypartnersms.org. So any questions or anything else, you guys can reach out to us. You can also reach out to me, 862-273-5045. Thank you and have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you, Shannon.